Hey everybody, welcome back to the bi-monthly Reseller Clickbait Podcast. We're here with Bill, Mr. Bill, Ken, SSKPromo, and I'm Cory, Grabs and Pops Vintage. And that beard is looking pretty good. It's been a minute since we saw it.
Yes, it's the bi-monthly. Yeah, we did take off again. Last week was Labor Day Monday, and we decided to I had my big family event going on, not a lot of time to record, and that went really good. Had a lot of fun, good turnout, and just a blast. But yeah, we haven't even talked. So
no, we figured you guys could use a break from us too. So I think it was a win-win, really.
Yeah, we haven't talked. So we're just gonna, if you guys don't mind, we're just gonna get caught up here. We're just gonna Cory and I are gonna figure out everything that's been going on since the last.
That's not a bad idea. So are you still reselling?
I do resell. I do. How about you?
Good.
Everything
a little, very
just
little.
A little here. Man, I gotta tell you, I almost started the show out with Ken complains about winter video. It is downright.
It would be appropriate.
Summer's not even over, and it's like we dipped into the the high 30s last night.
We're full on into the fall at this point.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We haven't hit the 30s yet, so you guys are a little chillier than us, which is good to hear. We've been in the 40s for like 3 nights in a row, like the overnight.
Yeah, we've been, I don't know, like 50s, I think, overnights. But man, last night I actually changed. It's not, if summer's not even over, and I changed the furnace filter in my furnace last night, for the season, just because I thought, it's going to get cold, and I might need to take the chill off the house here in the morning. I didn't actually turn on the furnace. It's a little bit too early, but
we considered it. We've had the dogs up in the bed with us just for the extra warmth that night. It's during the day it gets warm in here, so you got to keep the air on. But at night it's been getting chilly enough to consider sampling that first burnt dust smell of the heater kicking on for the first time of the year.
And it's still a little too early to put the hot pocket on. But yeah, because we're expecting some like high 80s, I think, this week. So summer's not over around here, but today one would not realize that it is not. So
well, here's I know summer's over because my son started coming out here to our acreage and setting up game trail cameras to get ready for deer season.
Okay. Yes.
That's my judge of how summer's over. And of course we wouldn't be us if we didn't mess with him completely. So after he set him up, Teresa and I have been going out there at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and I'll chase her across the game trail camera with a shovel just so he gets some good pictures.
I would do that too, out at Jill's cabin in the woods. One of the neighbors that has permission to hunt, and he'll put his trail cameras up, and I'll do the same thing. I'll go out and just like stand in front of the cameras and stuff, and
see, and that's a fall event
just to get the reaction. Yes.
So I know summer's over.
Summer. I don't know when does fall actually start?
Last week here. I don't know what the date is, but it's here.
The autumnal equinox. I don't know when that day. I think autumnal. I think that's a made up word.
I think you just made that up.
Well, Marshall McPeak was talking about the autumnal equinox. It's like later in September sometime. But
I've never heard that word, so you just said it.
Well,
I'm not incredibly educated either, so that could play a factor.
Well, I'm glad that I could pass along that little nugget of knowledge.
Well, I didn't gain anything because I can't even look it up. I wouldn't even know how to start spelling it. I think it starts with a Russian alphabet letter or something. I don't even know. I couldn't even sound that out. Hooked on phonics, you're still in a mess.
Hooked on like autumn. It's just like autumn with a umnal on the end. Autumnal. I don't know.
Sounds like a sumo wrestler name.
So, yeah, I'm a little bit stuffy this morning, and my voice
that's a fall event too.
That is a fall event. I was outside. I was outside rocking last night. Here our local festival, the Popcorn Festival, is it ended last night, and they had. Do you remember the band Jackal?
I do.
Rock band Jackal. They were the headlining entertainment on the main stage last night. And so went down there, got some food, of course.
They're getting up there. Like, they're not young men anymore either.
No. Well, I was telling Joe, it was so funny because I think their first album came out like early 90s. Would have been, so, 30 years. And plus they probably do. Actually, the singer sounded really good. Hasn't lost a thing in his voice. And he kind of has like a gravelly voice anyway. You would think, something like that would go over the years. But
some of them old bands are really hanging on.
To stand out there and, because when they would have came out back then, I would have probably still been playing drums in a heavy metal rock band. I'd, full head of hair down halfway down my back. And now it's just standing there like we were just way at the back of the crowd, and just a bunch of older guys, balding, just, everybody just bobbing their head is about all the action that they could, back in the day, I would have probably been, well, Jackal wasn't really like a mosh pit kind of a band, but I spent some time in the mosh pits, watching, some of the heavier bands back in the day. But it was just, it cracked me up because like right in front of us, some people had brought some lawn chairs and they were sitting there. And when they got down to one of their big songs, Jackal, was the Lumberjack song.
Yep.
Where he, brings out the chainsaw and stuff. Did we? We
mentioned that in another show. Yeah. Because I was trying to remember who sang it.
Okay. That was that. And so like, they're just sitting there in their chairs the whole time, and they start to play that song, and the guy gets like all excited. One of the guys in front of us, he's like, "Oh, it's a chainsaw song," because the guy, brought out his chainsaw and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, it's a chainsaw song," and it was like, him trying to push himself up out of the chair just so that he could stand there, and do
and bob his head. Yep.
But so standing out in the cold last night, everybody's like all, old and bundled up and cold. And by the end of the show, they only played like maybe an hour and a half or less than 2 hours, and the crowd was already like thinning out by then. It's like, oh, Grandpa has to get home and go to bed. He's cold now at this point. But
that's a pretty big fall from grace there. You go from playing stadiums at one point in your career to playing an Ohio popcorn festival as the headliner.
Yes. I think about that in a lot of the bands that might come there. They've had some really big names at the popcorn festival in the past, but well, and I don't really see Jackal as being a really big stadium, like not so much anymore.
Or they were really big 40 years ago.
Well, some of them were really big 40 years ago. They used to have really big sponsors and stuff, and they would have top name entertainment at the time. I'm talking like back in the 80s. Like there was a string of years there where they had like they had Joan Jett, they had Michael McDonald, Gloria Estefan and Miami Sound Machine, Cheap Trick, the Pointer Sisters. Yeah, all of these people had like top hits on the charts. Nice. And the downtown would just be
popcorn festival's got packed. Some money.
Well, they used to, but now they don't. But now they don't have money anymore. So, and then they kind of went through a string there in the 90s where it was more the country act would be like more of a top, not top tier country, but popular country. And I don't know. I don't mind country music. I like country music. I will listen to it, but it wasn't the same as, getting up there and rocking and so the last couple of years, I forget who they had.
Popcorn Festival year. Just feels like there should be country.
It doesn't
sound like a rock and roll concert type of place.
Marion, Ohio, it seems more like it should be a country, country thing. And so that's probably why they did that. The hardest thing to find at the Popcorn Festival is popcorn. There's no popcorn at the Popcorn Festival. It's the craziest thing because I will stop by the information booth, and I do that like every year. I stop by and I ask them ladies that work in the booth, what's the number one question that you get at the information booth at the popcorn festival, and it's always, where's the popcorn? Well, usually it's, where's the beer garden, or where are the restrooms at? And then followed by, where's the popcorn? So
I think that's good information for them to maybe latch onto. You got to listen to your customers. If they're asking, where's the popcorn at the popcorn festival, that might be an issue.
yes, well, we used to be a big manufacturer of popcorn around the area. We had like 3 different popcorn companies that made, some of the national brand popcorns and or packaged a lot of it. And we do have one snack company that actually makes. Well, a couple of them are still around, but they're not sponsoring the event as much. And
couldn't they just come as a vendor?
Well, they could. They should. They don't.
I would think you could pay them enough to get them there as a food truck popcorn vendor.
Yeah. There's very, very little popcorn at the popcorn festival. But
so you got Jackal and no popcorn so far at the popcorn festival. I'm not impressed with this event so far. I gotta say, this is one I would have stayed home from.
It's a good size festival. It's one of the larger street festivals in Ohio. I don't know where it actually ranks, but it's
more reasons.
It's the whole entire downtown. With the main drag and all the side streets. So it was fun, but I'm old and just out there bobbing my head, rocking to Jackal. They
dragging a lawn chair around.
It's up there. I usually go up all 3 days. It's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I was busy Friday, all day Friday, so I didn't get to go up then, but got to get those deep fried vegetables. That's the draw for me. The deep fried vegetables, DeRusso's Italian sausage, and the sugar waffles or the French waffles. I get those. Bring a couple bags home with me to tide me over. Well, it doesn't really tide me over because I end up eating them all the next day.
It doesn't like me, but I do like carnival food.
Yes,
it's nothing that anyone should ever consume.
No,
it shouldn't be eaten, but it is good. So I get that. But it would take some awfully good carnival food to get me to go to a place like that. I would just generally avoid that.
And that's why we're sponsored by Dude Wipes. The minty chill of Dude Wipes, flushable wipes, because Ken has been eating festival food for the last 3 days, and it's about to catch up to me pretty soon. I can feel it brewing. And I'm going to have my...
Hopefully not during the episode.
I didn't know.
We'll cut to a commercial break just in case.
Yeah, I'll go and... Dude Wipes. I've seen Dude Wipes having commercials on TV now, and they've been sponsoring some events and such. So
and we still can't even get them to sponsor us. Well, officially.
I know.
Unofficially, we've been sponsors for a long time.
Just a couple of bucks. That's all we ask. That's all we want.
Just acknowledge the email. That's good enough.
Yeah, exactly. I signed up to be in their what's called their ambassadors club or whatever. Nary a peep out of the Dude Wipe Corporation.
Nary a peep.
But I'm a loyal supporter. I use the product daily. I use the product, and so
I can't.
Sometimes multiple times a day.
So, sometimes multiple. Well, during fair season.
Well, yeah. Well. During any season, the autumnal season and, summer, I don't know. I don't know. Like I say, we haven't even talked. What have you been?
I'm trying to remember what we got up to because we have been gone. We did go down to the highway sale in Lincoln. We did that.
Yeah, that's okay. That's right. We were going to update on that. So how'd that go? What did you do?
It was fine.
Okay, cool.
No, we did. It was a lot of fun. We got to go picking with Happy Heart, Steve and Donna, and we got to go picking with Ink Picker Alicia and her husband Connor.
Yes,
and
I saw.
It was 2 days of picking not in our area and with other pickers, and that's always a good time. We always have fun doing that. So, and we loaded the car up. I mean, we did really good there.
They were good sales and
they were good
sales, and
it seems like during the late summer, the sales just kind of get crappier. They just gradually get worse. And we went up there and it was like spring sales. Everybody was doing really good sales. So I think we did really well there. Well, I know we did really well there. And we
There
picked
were
one sale at the end of that. We picked the lady, I think she was clearing out, and it's like it was a family estate,
okay.
but it was mostly what she was putting out was mostly holiday decoration. So it was Christmas and Halloween mostly.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
she just
Now you're talking.
drug boxes out into her front yard, and she was selling it by the box load. So
Okay.
between Steve and Donna and Alicia and me and Teresa, I think well, I know Teresa and I and Alicia took 2 trips there, and Steve and Donna took 2 trips separately. So between the 4 trips, I think we cleaned house. I mean, it was mostly like vintage Gemmy stuff.
Oh yeah, like blow molds and stuff, or like the animated
some blow
figures,
molds.
or
Most of them the animated figures.
I guess
And
Jimmy
it was
doesn't really make
Halloween
blow
and
molds.
Christmas, so they did really well. And we got one of the tin crank Jack in the Boxes, and it was a Halloween one, and the clown pops out.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, that one ended up being really. We found quite a few really good. Like there was a lot of $80 and up stuff at that sale.
Yeah.
So we
Was
cleaned
her
house
were
there.
her prices good? She was just trying to get rid of the stuff, or
She was just selling it by the box load, like fill a box, and the box had a price on it. So it's like $10-$20 a box, and they were big boxes.
oh, you know what? That's an interesting. Okay, that's an interesting concept for having a yard sale. Like
Yep.
fill a bag for $5, or fill like this size box, like whatever you could get it for, $10, or this size box for because I need to have I didn't think ahead. I need to have my own yard sale right now because I have a whole bunch of stuff. And when I was out, like going to the post office and stuff this weekend, there were sales all over town. I think because there's such an influx of people coming in, everybody was having their sales, especially the houses that are kind of around the fringes of where the festival is. People were setting up because, everybody's parking and they're going down, all the streets that are closed off. And I should have had on Thursday night, then when they have the parade, they close off. My street is like kind of the first street as you get into town. And when they're going to have the parade, they close it off like right there. And so all the traffic has to come down my street.
Why didn't you have a sale?
Wouldn't that have been great? Wouldn't that have been good? Because Ken never thinks ahead.
Hindsight's 2020, right?
I'm getting ready to, list my spring and summer stuff. It's like, and those seasons are over.
Timing.
I should be listing the.
Well, there's never a bad time to list it. So
well, no, but
that's
there's
all
an
right.
optimal time. There's an optimal time. Like right now, all of my when you get what you can send offers like on eBay, it's like that starts getting loaded up more and more every day with all of my seasonal items, or I guess my holiday seasonal items. Been sending out a lot of offers on Halloween stuff, a lot of that stuff, and the Christmas stuff is starting to get. So now's the time, if you don't have your stuff listed already, now's the time to get that Halloween and Christmas stuff up.
We did that sale I was talking about with all the Jemmies and stuff.
Yes.
And we got to list in it, and we had to take a step back for a second and relook at it all, because now's the time to be listing it, but now is the worst possible time to be running comps on it, because none of the comps from last year are on there. They're all summertime sales comps. So we started listing stuff, and we were like, man, I would have thought that went for more. Well, it does.
Yes.
This is a summertime, like somebody gave it away during the summertime. So we had to kind of relook at stuff.
So there's a pro tip. There's a pro reseller tip right there, Cory. Pass along, dropping the knowledge.
Don't give your stuff away.
Well, that's one good tip. That wasn't the actual tip. Is right now, if you are listing that stuff, yes, go to Terapeak or whatever. Yes. Look back, Terapeak, or if you have WorthPoint or one of those, look at those dates and see what they were selling for at the beginning of the actual season last year. Yes, that's good advice.
A Spirit of Halloween store display. One of the like the lunging vampires that when you walk in the store, they like lunge at you. It's like 6 foot tall. We bought one of those at that sale.
Okay.
And I think
that for personal use, or are you selling that?
No, we're gonna sell it. I think we paid $20 for that one. I think it was in its own box. And
Oh,
there was,
with the box and everything.
yep, we got the box and everything. So it's complete, but it's used. But it has this little, it's got this little tiny gear on it. It's just, I mean, it's itty bitty. It's less than a quarter inch that's stripped out. So it turns on and it works, but it doesn't move because that one little gear is stripped out.
Okay.
So we went online and ordered that gear. We're just waiting for it to come in. Once we put that on, it's complete and working again.
Yeah.
So
because those things go for, really those are 100 plus to 200 bucks, right?
Well, when we comped it, we couldn't find one, and we did finally find one that sold. I think it in the spring here, this past spring, and I think it sold for 80. And we were like, man, I thought it would go more than that. But then we got back looking in Terapeak and going further back into the holiday season, and they sell for quite a bit more than that.
Nice.
It's just they sold it in an off time.
Yeah, that's an excellent tip. I'm sure a lot of people know that, but yeah, you do get fooled by those seasonal items. And
we knew it. We just never remember it when it's time to remember it. I mean, you get used to just comping stuff, and you don't really think about the seasonality.
Yeah, that's
It's almost got us.
Yeah, I need to get some of that stuff listed. I need to get a lot of stuff done, is what I need to do. But we're not going to cover that all here. What else?
Let's make a list. I got time.
I should. Yeah. Like I say, we're just talking. That's what a normal conversation would be. I got to get those holiday items sorted, and
we did clear out a whole tub of our inventory yesterday. I think it hasn't shipped yet, but we've got everything in that one tub sold. You remember talking about the Harley Davidson shirt buy we did for $60?
Yes.
We bought 60 shirts.
And you sold like one right away for like $155 or something ridiculous.
Yep. Currently, we put all that in one spreadsheet so we track it. Currently, we're at just a little over $600 in profit after fees and all that.
Yeah.
So we're already 10x our money. We did really good on it. But somebody from Iowa sent us a message and say, hey, I'm opening a vintage store in Iowa, not far away.
Okay.
And I was wondering if you do a bulk deal on all your Harley shirts that are vintage. So anything pre-2000.
Yes.
And immediately I was like, ugh, like I'm not a wholesaler. Like it made me nervous because it was a lot.
Oh, sure.
We went through and we added it up. We had 30 shirts that were pre-2000 that were Harley.
Okay.
And we put them all together and we looked at the prices and we told him basically off the price, we'd give him, like 30% off, which was a really good deal.
Yeah.
So
because you have them low anyway. You're usually list on the low end.
Right.
Anyway, right? So it's okay.
Yep. So in the end, we settled on $1,500 for those 30 shirts.
Okay.
And he agreed to it. So we pulled them all down off eBay and we built one listing with all the shirts in it and we put it back up. And within 10 minutes, he bought it and paid for it.
Really?
So I guess we're wholesalers now.
Well, hey, you're kind of wholesalers anyway on your whole district.
The Shop Commons,
the Shop Commons platform, yeah.
Yeah, we do a little bit.
That's almost the same way. I seen.
But it really, it really got us thinking. One, it makes me nervous because anytime we get a sale that big, it makes me nervous. Like we've done sales almost double that, but you're always nervous until it's settled. Until that 30 days is up and you get reviews
he bought all your vintage Harley shirts. Yeah. What kind of a store is he opening up? A vintage like Harley store or just
sounds like a t-shirt bro shop?
Okay, so
I think it's all vintage shirts is what it sounded like.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's interesting because it got us thinking like he's out there sourcing on eBay.
Yeah.
And he's sourcing by just finding somebody who has a lot of what he wants and making a bulk deal. I mean, at the end of the day, his margins on that, we were at the low end of the margins to begin with, so he'll charge more than we were going to anyway.
Sure.
I mean, he's going to have a 40 to 50% margin on all those shirts because he bought them in a deal like that.
Yes.
So he's going to do well on them.
Yeah,
I think there are sourcing out. If we had something we sold and we knew that product really well, and we could go out and search eBay for somebody that had a lot of it and make a bulk deal like that, I think sourcing on eBay kind of opens a new avenue. Well, and I know a lot of people do it. This isn't, I mean, it's nothing new. It's just, we'd never really considered doing it like that before.
Like that. Yeah. Yeah, I can see. I mean, I know a lot of people that just source that can't get out, or their area is just not that good
Yep.
for particular items. And
well, we're so spoiled with garage
that's-
sales getting those 90% margins.
oh yeah, for
So
sure.
it makes it hard to pull the trigger on that. But on a deal like that, you know, he bought $1,500 worth of shirts, and he's gonna, you know, he'll probably pull $3,000 plus out of it by the time he sells them.
Yeah.
Like, I'd do that all day
Yeah.
long.
Oh heck yeah. And I mean, being you are already on that one particular deal for you, being you were already, you know, 10x in your profit, and you didn't pay that much to begin with. Yeah, that sounds like a shoot. I'm thinking I should have you give me that guy's information, and I'll reach out to him and say, hey, I have this whole, because I have tons. Jill has a graphic tee like issue or whatever. She loves finding and buying, and she buys a lot of
not all
deals,
graphics
like,
are created equal.
Whatnot and eBay, and you know, she'll buy bundles of stuff, and at the yard sale she's constantly, you know, loading up on things.
I want to do the math on that real quick. I just want to see.
Okay. Corey's doing math, so this could take a little while.
So it broke down to $50 a shirt is what he paid.
Wow. And he's going to be able to make, so give me an example of, if you paid $50 for one of those shirts that you pulled down, what would you have had them listed at?
We had several listed at the 100+ range. I mean, we had one that was like $225.
Okay.
But there was also quite a few listed in the $30 to $40 range. So they were all over the place, but
I need to pull up.
That's what it comes out to, $50 a shirt. And like I said, I mean, our listed value on those was right up there in the, like, right under $3,000 for our listed value. So we gave him a really good deal off our listed value, and we were at the bottom of the market. But
they've been sitting on there for a while. You got to wait for them to
a little
wait
while,
for them to
not
sell.
too long. They are.
Well, I don't know. When did you get
tail.
that deal? Like, it's been what, couple months, 3 months ago?
Couple months. Yep.
Yeah.
It was this spring.
You bought it. Yeah. 10 extra money, and then bail out for $1,500. Hell yeah. Every day.
Our risk in that whole situation is the shipping cost, because we've 10x'd our money on that entire buy already.
Yeah.
I mean, there's opportunity cost lost in them if something goes wrong, but really our actual money on the table is our shipping cost.
Yeah.
So that was cool. It was nerve-wracking, and we had to do some work to put the deal together, but it was kind of cool to see somebody reach out like that and doing a bulk deal.
Yeah,
and
that's a different way to make a sale. Make it that, you know, there's always different opportunities. That's why I love reselling in general. You know, there's always different platforms. Yeah. And yeah, exactly. That is it. Yeah, so many different ways to find stuff, and you find that one good deal, somebody like those shirts. You know, the person that obviously that sold them, they wanted to get rid of them. They were clearing out stuff. They were happy to get their $60 out of it. Probably thought that they made a great deal.
Oh, I could tell. They were like, we could go in the house and get all the rest of them. There's a bunch of long sleeve ones. And we were like, no, we got to go. It's a community sale. We should have stayed. Like, I kick myself every day. We should have stayed, but we came out of there so good. And we were nervous when we spent the $60 on them. We were like, old Harley shirts? Like, we see these every day. Why are we buying these?
Well, yeah, we've talked about that, about the different types of sourcing stuff in different areas. You know, that's obvious thing. You know, you watch a lot of the YouTube videos, and people are finding, you know, certain products or whatever, like, all day long. And it's like, I never see that stuff around my area.
Yeah, they're just so common around here because of Sturgis.
Yeah. Yes. You're close to that. Like, I see, you know, tons of the, you know, Ohio State, like, say, sports stuff, Ohio State, and, you know, Cleveland and all of those teams that are around here that you're not going to find.
No,
you know,
I think I've seen 2 Ohio State things ever.
Yeah. It's it's all about your area and being able to take advantage of realizing what's in your area. Like, we talked about that before with your Harley shirts. You guys passed on them all the time. And, you know, and I used to pass on a lot of Ohio State stuff because it's so common to me. I see it every day. And I think, you know, and then when Jimmy Old School Flips had moved here from Colorado, and he's like, we're out to the sales, and he's picking it because he never saw the Ohio State stuff, but knew that
Right.
there was value, and he would pick up, he would start picking up that stuff, and it's like, maybe I need to take a little bit more of a peek at this. I don't
Yep.
pick up everything, but it makes me think when I'm looking at the stuff that it's just not commonplace every day. Because
I was picking with Steve and Donna at Happy Heart Treasures down there on the highway sale. They snag up all the Nebraska Cornhusker stuff they find. I mean, if it's in decent shape at a good price, they're picking it up. And
yeah,
I don't even think they ever list it on eBay. I think most of it they resell in Lincoln, where the football team is, on the dollar auction. So there's different things in different areas for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was different seeing somebody pick that up, because we see Husker stuff here all the time.
Yeah.
We never pick it up. We don't have a dollar auction, and we're not anywhere near the school, so people don't really buy it that much here.
Yeah.
And I don't think Cornhusker stuff does particularly well on eBay, because I don't think they've had a team in a lot of years.
Yeah, they're not
a decent team.
Yeah.
So
the what is it? Oh, we were just kind of talking sports, football. I'm sure you're pretty excited. The NFL season. I'm excited. NFL season
that's all
starts
I'm hearing about lately.
Today. Well, I guess technically it started Thursday. The regular season started Thursday. Games start, but be able to sit on a Sunday afternoon and just watch football. I'm excited. I'm not doing anything today. I've been busy for the last 2-3 weeks with stuff. So I know you're not a sports guy.
Different.
It makes garage sales different.
It does. We found that out this past Thursday. We went garage selling, and now all of a sudden, all the dudes are sitting out in their garage instead of just the ladies having the garage sale. The guys are in the garage, and you come in and they want to talk football. Like, you got the wrong guy.
Yeah,
it's not me.
Where's your old Harley shirts and your Corey's in there like, but do you have any Polly Pockets?
Yes.
We're looking for
any Barbies. No, there was a surprising amount of guys at the garage sale this past Thursday, and as soon as you walk up, they're like, "Did you watch the game?" No, dude, I don't watch that crap. And I'm not physically conditioned to the point where I can critique a bunch of athletes and yell at the TV like I know what I'm talking about. And neither is any one of these other people that are watching football on a weekly basis. I don't get it. Like, that'd be like me watching an operating room with a doctor doing brain surgery and be like, "You dumbass."
Yeah. A bunch of
you're supposed
armchair
to cut
quarterbacks. Yeah. This is what I would have done.
I've never understood organized sports in that way. Like, I don't get the draw, but I know a lot of people enjoy it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to, like I say, doing nothing today. Watching our game. Now, Corey, I know you're not a sports guy, but are you familiar with a guy named Tom Brady by any chance? Have you ever heard that name at all?
Yes. Matter of fact, I just had a run-in with Mr. Brady.
You had a run-in? What, out at a sale or on that highway sale? Did he come to your...
Manning and Brady signed an 8x10 photograph. And a friend of ours has it, and it's got a certificate of authenticity, but it's not from what I would call a reputable authenticator. I didn't know that. I had to talk to ABC Matt, who's in our Discord, because he deals with that kind of stuff. So he kind of let me know that wasn't one that's super reputable. And it may be real, it may not be, but it's from this guy's grandfather, who handed him down a bunch of sports stuff.
Was it written on a Post-it note or something, like your COA was on a...
It looks legit. It's just from, it's probably from the 90s at some point.
Okay.
And it's just been sitting in his grandpa's house forever until it got passed down, and now they're looking at possibly selling it. Of course, his grandpa and his dad told him, "No, when you get ready to sell this is worth tens of thousands."
Yeah.
We're looking up real ones that are authenticated by the PSA, and they're going for $500-600. So he was already distraught about it. But we had to research Mr. Brady. So that's how I knew him.
He's speaking of that PS, when you said the PSA and the grading and the stuff and the cards, I'll let people go watch it. But did you see that card that Carrie American Arbitrage,
the Caitlin Clark
got?
Yeah,
that's an amazing deal. Go follow along with Carrie American Arbitrage, and look at that deal. I'm sure most everybody, I mean, it was the big buzz that swept through all of the resellers that, know one another and know that was just
You know who the real
incredible.
winner in that deal is?
Who's that?
Taco Bell. Carrie's never going to cook for the next 2 years. He ain't going to cook. He's going to be Taco Bell for breakfast, lunch, supper. I think
that's funny.
60% of that goes to Taco Bell. No, that was really cool. We were on Amy's Beach by Repeats live. They did Flippin' Fantastic with Amy and Mo. They did a live watch of the auction.
Okay.
So we were on there watching that when it was counting down to the final minutes and stuff. That was really, it was cool. That was exciting.
Yeah, that's Carrie's a good dude, and I'm happy to see somebody that I knew, for the story of it. Just an incredible.
It's cool that
incredible story.
It hit
all the way around.
In the time that it hit.
Yes.
Just like right now when he's trying to get everything moved out and move his whole life to Florida and stuff, like it couldn't hit for him at a better time.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah,
congrats.
Cool.
Congrats on that. But I want to tease something here.
That could start an addiction. Like that's a once in a life. That's a once in 10 lifetime pull.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's not gonna happen. Then you can't chase that.
No.
Going forward, like everybody's gonna buy box cards and trade them back in and try to get the golden ticket.
It'd be like hitting the jackpot the first time you pull the lever at the casino. You're gonna be back there pulling that lever for the next 20 years. Like I can see that being a bad thing, but
gonna have it hit again, especially when you blew it all at Taco Bell and you gotta replenish.
I don't think people realize how many dollar cards Carrie has pulled and bought in his lifetime to get that card. Like he put the work in to get that card. He's bought a lot of cards.
I'll pass this along to, Carrie. Consider Dude Wipes if you are going on that straight Taco Bell diet right there. Dude Wipes, mint chill. Oh, they're made from plant sourced fibers. I have no clue what that means. But,
so they're more organic than the Taco Bell.
You should just chew on these minty chill flavor. I don't know. That's silly. I want to tease something though. If people are still hanging around this long, we're going to have a special guest on the show next week. And it's going to be, cause I got a story to tell. And I'm not going to go into it that much. I'm not even going to tell who the special guest is. You'll just have to tune in next week. I'm sure it'll probably be on the thumbnail once we go. But all I'm going to do, I'm going to pop up a couple of pictures. If you're only listening to this on the audio side, if you're on the iTunes, Spotify's or whatever, come over to YouTube. Give us a follow, subscribe to the channel, and check out. You're looking about between 40 and 45 minutes into the show. You can, even if you want to scroll ahead, we want the listen time. But so I'm going to throw up a couple of pictures right. Oh, shoot. I didn't know those moved. Right here. Got this picture right here. I'm not even going to explain them right now. People can look over at the screen right now. This one and this one right here. Let's just say that it involves the authorities that showed up.
I have so many questions
at my. I know. So a couple of photos there, of some goings on, but it's another reseller that most everybody's going to know that we're going to have on as our special guest, and we're going to go over that story. It's just a. I think it's a great story or a great. Just like series of events that happen. So tune in next week for sure. And special guest.
I don't want to ruin the story, so I'm not going to ask my questions, but I have so many questions right now.
I know. This is this is my
first time seeing these pictures too, so I have no idea what's happening.
Because I've only told Cory that we were that I scheduled a guest, and actually we were gonna have him on this week, but things didn't work out with we're gonna say time zones. And stuff like that. There's a drastic difference in time zones with our guests, so we're gonna do that next week. So tune in, and it should be fun. And then we're just gonna BS with the guest see what they're into these days and what's going on and what's up.
I'm going to be on pins and needles. I'm not going to pry either. I'm not going to call you after the show and try and get it out of you because I'm genuinely curious. And
yes.
And I actually think it would be funnier. I know who the guest is. I know that part. I think it would be funnier coming from them. This could be a good story, folks.
Okay. I think it's going to be fun, but so I've had some stuff other than that. I've had some stuff going on. I hit a couple of milestones since last we were on the show over on Whatnot. Okay. I've been doing selling on Whatnot, and Jill and I for probably about maybe 4 months. I think we either started at the end of April or might have been in the 1st of May. So, up till now, we're 1st of September. So we're 4 or 5 months, depending on
when you quit eBay.
When I quit, eventually, I didn't quit eBay totally, and it's not because of Whatnot that I've abandoned eBay. It's just a combination of all of the different things that I'm trying to do. I've talked about, the storage units that I've been
so much time
doing cleaning up. Yeah. And there is only so much time. And so the Whatnot, in the last couple of weeks since we've been on, I got to kind of one of the first milestones of 1,000 followers, 1,000 followers on Whatnot, that's pretty good, which is cool. Yeah, that's exciting. And in the few months, I mean, I know some people that did 1 or 2 shows and they were at 1,000, subs, but we've been working, basically doing one show a week, kind of consistent.
So in 4 months,
steady.
You got more followers on Whatnot than you have on this podcast in 2.5 years.
Yeah, pretty much. I talk about sometimes on Whatnot, coming over to the Reseller Clickbait Podcast or watching the Ken versus 10. Oh, see, I'm going to talk about a few Whatnot things here real quick. So I got to 1,000 followers, but more importantly, just this last Friday, I got to 1,000 sales on Whatnot.
Oh, see, that opens up that instant payment, right?
Yes, which is, so for those of you that don't know about Whatnot or just a little insight here, when you first start selling on Whatnot, if you are below 1,000 sales, as far as your payout on your items, you have your show and you sell your items, and then you have to ship your items. Once the person receives the item, they can there's an option like that they can review it like right away. Once it shows that it's delivered, they can review it, and then the money goes into your account. Or if somebody doesn't review something, I think it takes another, I don't even know what it is, 48 hours or 72 hours or something like that after it shows delivered before the money comes into your account. So we do our shows on Friday. I try to ship everything on Saturday. And if people live out, on the West Coast, it can take till Thursday, Friday of the next week, depending on where it's going. And then they need to review it before I am getting any money for those shows. On Whatnot, then, once you reach those 1,000 sales, I think then Whatnot shows, hey, this guy's in good standing. He's, doing the shows, he's putting the work in, he's shipping stuff on time. I have the average like 1 day shipping time that shows up there, that you go into InstaPay. So once your show is done, you get paid immediately. All of that stuff, you still have to ship, you still have to be in good standing, you still have to, that customer service part of it. But it's going to be a game changer. It's going to be, that's like kind of that first goal that everybody looks towards. Because I know other sellers that may have 2,000 or 3,000 followers and they're still not at the 1,000 sales. So,
ouch.
That's so that was exciting for us, and we did that last Friday. And shout out anybody that might follow me here. Shout out to everybody that's a great supporter and has helped out. And I want to kind of shout out Jack's Treasures, Brian and Tracy over at Jack's Treasures.
He's taken over all the platforms. He's beating me on shop comments now too with wholesale lots. Considering the way they source with their storage units and stuff, like he's going to do really well over there.
Yeah. Yes, they do. They are really pushing it. They work hard. Brian and Tracy work hard
Oh yeah.
at this stuff. And they're also in the middle of a move as well. They're trying to move,
Oh really?
houses with all of their stuff right in the middle of everything that they're so currently they're selling out of one place and shipping out of another place
Wow.
as they kind of make the move over.
And he's got the best looking cat onesie I've ever seen.
The
Did you see his
taco,
Instagram post?
yes. Yeah, he may or may not have. That's how it is. May or may not have received that in the mail unannounced from, I'm not going to say where it came from, but
I think I know.
His
I think I
taco
got
cat.
the scoop on, because you guys, he was on Ken versus 10, right?
Yes.
Is that where I saw you guys talking?
Yeah.
I think I know. Yeah.
He was on.
That was pretty fancy, and he wore it in public, which was amazing.
Yes, to the thrift stores, to the restaurants. It was. He's a fun guy. Brian at Jack's Treasures is a fun guy. Yeah, he was on Ken versus 10. He'll be on there again this week
For the results,
because we had a plush battle on my first kind of battle situation on Whatnot. And so for those of you that might not be familiar with Whatnot, if you're not, hey, come over to Whatnot. I should put a link down in the bottom here for my referral code or whatever.
they could use the good publicity. They've been getting a lot of bad publicity lately.
Yeah, it's they made a few changes and some stuff, but I did a plush battle, split screen. So I'm on top of the screen. Brian's at the bottom. We both hold up a plush. People bid on it, and then whoever wins the bid gets to pick which plush that they want. And we did 25 plush on the show. And if you want to know who won very first battle, watch Ken versus 10 this Wednesday.
How does that work? Like, are you doing it on one of your accounts or both of your, like, how's it work for money?
It is I did the show on my account, and just between us. And if you're going to do battles, there's a huge graphic t-shirt battle going on right now, a bracket challenge on Whatnot with a lot of people that we know. Paul Philly Flipper, Jen's Multiverse, Terry Evolving Farmhouse, and Diana Hanger 909 are team captains, and they picked their teams. Dana Demand is there, TJ Pallet Jackin is there. Brian and Tracy are there. Ray Nashville Flippers, a lot of rod picking.
Never heard
punching.
of any of these guys.
You never heard of Dana Demand or Ray?
No, I'm just kidding. I know a lot of those guys are in the chats pretty often in the lives.
And so they're doing a bracket, a big bracket challenge, which part of the rules were I wasn't at the 1,000 sales. You had to have that InstaPay. And if you're going to do a battle or a challenge against somebody, you have to really be somebody that you can trust, because the way that it worked, it was all on my account. And if somebody bought Brian's plush, if they chose his, what I need to do in the end is if somebody had bought multiple plush, like some from him, some from me, I had to unbundle those shipments, because Whatnot bundles up all of the shipments to the same buyer. I would have to unbundle those and send him the labels, or, a file like a PDF of the labels, and he's got to print them out on his end and ship them. And so there's a lot of trust there. So
there's some math there.
Person, yeah, and there's some math to it, but you want to deal with somebody that you trust, because it is on your account that they're going to be shipping the stuff, that they're going to do, the proper thing and package things right, and be sending out quality items. Because in the end, even though somebody bought it from the battle, it's still my account.
Coming back to you, yeah.
And we decided basically we are splitting everything 50-50. And so whether his plush sold, whether my plush sold, the total money's on the show, less any fees, less any stuff like that. We're splitting it right down the middle. And
so if we do 10 sale, say we do 10 pairs,
yes,
and 9 of mine sell and 1 of his sells, you're going to split it 50-50.
He gets the money from 9 of mine. Yes.
That's interesting. I guess that really motivates you to find somebody that's going to bring some good stuff too.
Yes, bring good items so that you can have more of an even split. And the battle that we had some plush that went for decent money as far as plush is concerned, and we had some that went, maybe got 1 or 2 bids, and we did dollar starts. Concept. Yeah, and so Brian and Tracy are good friends. Now we've built a good friendship and and a trust there, and we've been working through it. So we still have to do that financial part of it. And because I'm not on the InstaPay, he was in agreement that he didn't mind if he had to wait until like I shipped the stuff out and the monies came back in. But that's really not going to be an issue once we get that financials together. I'm just going to send him his half of the money.
Right.
It's not like either of us were waiting for, we had to have this money to exist.
Ken does not live in a poor community. Like, they have popcorn festivals. He's got the cash. He's good for it.
Hey, I'm not afraid to. I told that to Jill. I made a Facebook Marketplace. I've been doing some good Facebook Marketplace things too, yep, with sales out of the storage units. And I sold just yesterday afternoon like a reciprocating saw that I found in one of the things. Quick $50, you throw it up there. A couple days later, somebody's buying it. So I sold that yesterday afternoon. So I took a picture of the money and I sent it to Jill, and I was like, yeah, Facebook Marketplace deal. Yeah, I'm gonna take my best gal up, and we're gonna have the finest foods that the festival can offer. And I'm not afraid to flash my money around. I told her,
nope.
$50, which basically at a street festival feeds like, I think we probably blew through all of that last night getting that's a couple sandwiches or whatever. You get popcorn, some deep fried vegetables.
But the other stuff.
No. Yes. So yeah, just been busy with everything. I did have some decent sales on eBay. I've kind of got back into trying to do the regular listing and stuff there. Keeping up with the different whatnot shows and trying to work in the storage units. And
winter's going to be here before you know it. And garage sales are going to dry up, and
yes, they are.
Time to get serious with eBay.
Slow here now. I also need to get just all of this influx of inventory that I had organized in something, because I haven't parked in the garage for probably like 4 months, 5 months now, because it's just,
we haven't parked in our garage for like 22 years. Garages are not for parking.
You open the door and there's just little paths to get, around for all this stuff. But yeah, I need to get that stuff organized before winter, or before it starts to get to go. We got plenty of warm weather left to be able to work out that. Well, I at least warm enough that
you are ever the optimist, Ken.
Well, but you do live in like South Dakota, and it's gonna,
I put my snow shovels on the porch already. I'm ready.
I wouldn't doubt it, because you get what? You get about 8 months of winter there, right? And
it seems like 11 and a half, but yeah, it's probably closer to 7 or 8. It's a long winter, but it's coming quick. Like it gets here in a snap. So
yeah. So, all right, Cory, what else do you got? Anything else that we need to cover today? Before
I got a lot of stuff, but nothing that needs to be covered.
Nothing that needs to be.
No.
We need to talk more during the week.
Today.
What's 2 weeks from today?
Our next show.
No, it's not. It's next week. The bi-weekly.
Just busting your balls.
Yeah, that's Yeah, we did too. We did do that, like alternate every other week there for a couple weeks. But we should be back.
Throws your week off because I'm like Thursday. I'm like, we got to get home from sourcing. Teresa's like, why?
Gotta record.
Well, I got to do the podcast. No, you don't.
We recorded. So this is Sunday morning that we're recording this, and just due to stuff going on Thursday that we couldn't get to it. So this is our fallback day.
It's a busy time of the year too. So
yeah,
you're trying to squirrel away inventory for wintertime.
I think that we will be. We'll probably have regular episodes going forward now every week. Probably right up through. We got right around the corner. We're going to be starting the holiday live tour shows again.
Yeah, I got to think of an excuse to skip some of those.
The Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's.
Those are coming up fast.
Shows. Yeah, they are for sure.
Spooky season's upon us.
They will be. We should do a live before then, Corey. I know because you love the lives. You just love doing the lives.
I don't mind lives.
We can bolster some extra views in there. Give away a couple things. Have some fun.
I do have an idea to make the lives more palatable. We could
palatable. You didn't think that they were very watchable?
Well, I think they would be better if we pre-recorded them. Just way less people-y.
This show was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
No, I do enjoy them. Like I try and hop out in other people's lives all the time. I really enjoy the live format, so I don't mind them at all.
So yeah, we will have that. Man, we should talk about that. Maybe we'll have an autumnal equinox live. Let me see.
I could see that's going to have a huge pull. We're going to turn out for that.
I'm going to look up some entertain people, Corey, while I
look
up something over here.
All right. Oh, here's something. I picked a movie theater. Have you ever done that?
Oh no, but I seen your Instagram thing.
Yeah, we went sourcing.
Tell about that. I want to know about that because
our local theater posted a thing on Facebook Marketplace saying they needed to clean out their back room so that they could, because they're remodeling.
Yeah, and
they had all the old movie popcorn buckets in there. So they posted them on Facebook, and I saw it within 2 minutes of them posting it. We saw it, and we bought a bunch of them and went and got them. The Dungeons and Dragons heads that we sold before.
Yeah,
I was so mad that we sold all of them because I wanted to keep one. Now I do have one. We bought 4 of those.
Nice.
We bought 4 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle like Slimer buckets, the radioactive buckets, and then we got like 7 of the flying Minion drinking cups.
Okay.
So we went. We picked the theater, and we paid up a little bit for them, but all of them are ones that we comped out before we went there. Like the Dragon buckets are still selling for $100.
Wow.
And
so did you buy all of them that they had?
Yeah. We bought all of them they had.
Okay.
The Minion cups are selling for right about $45-$50. We've already sold our first one of those.
Nice.
And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones, I'm not sure, but I think they're around $40-$50 as well.
Yeah.
So, and I get to keep my Dragon Head popcorn bucket now. I have one on the shelf. He's not going anywhere.
Win-win.
Yep.
I like that. Yeah, that's an interesting. I saw your Instagram post about that. And I thought, oh man, that's really cool because you had a picture of like all of them sitting out on the table, and I thought, oh man, I'd love to get into a deal like that.
If you have a small hometown theater, don't be afraid to ask because they've all got a back stock of those things they didn't sell.
You know what? We do have. I have to look into that. We do have a small theater. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good.
And they have a lot of stuff
sourcing. That's an interesting sourcing opportunity.
Yeah, they have a lot of stuff that just isn't worth picking up. It doesn't sell well, but they also had a lot of stuff. We spent almost $200 there, but we bought $1,200 worth of inventory.
Oh yeah, for sure. I need to see if they'll just give it to me. Do you want to clean it out? Just give it to me.
Yeah, just hand it over. They were selling it to us for basically half price of what they sold it for on the opening nights. Those buckets, they usually charge you $20 for the bucket full of popcorn.
Yeah.
And she did send us away with a bag full of buttered popcorn. So
There's nothing
Win,
better
win,
than movie
win.
theater popcorn.
Yep.
Ah, man.
So what was I entertaining the people for? What were you looking up?
Oh, the autumnal equinox is Sunday, September the 22nd is when fall starts.
That is coming up.
And here anyway, it's at 8:43 a.m.
See, I got the chills. You just said that. I just got the chills.
I did. So, hey, sometimes we record on Sundays, right? We've been trying to do Thursdays. And sometimes, so listen this, Eastern time, 8:43 a.m. on Sunday, September the 22nd. We will be live. Instead of recording, we will be live.
At 8 in the morning. That's 7 in the morning normal time.
8:43. Well, we record at 9 o'clock my time. So that's only 15 minutes early. 8. So everybody expect
nobody
that
from the central or the western time zone is going to be able to watch our live because they're going to be in a coma.
But that's okay. That's okay. They weren't going to watch it anyway, Corey.
This is true.
We're at 9 p.m. Okay, so right now, I'm throwing it out there. We're scheduling a live for Sunday, September 22nd, 8:43 a.m. We will go live Eastern time for the autumn equinox special live show, and we will be talking about all things fall. And do
you really want to do that?
This is going to be exciting.
You want to do the live in the morning?
I think so. Why not?
Okay.
I think somebody will show up. You know,
we might get somebody.
So Sunday, and we're gonna. So Corey, get out your fall outfits. You know, get out your fun facts and your trivia about fall. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reach out to Marshall McPeak, and I'm gonna see if he will come on the show.
Get him to come on.
See if he can come on the show with us. And
we could probably get somebody to come on. I don't know though. That's pretty early.
That is.
We got to find somebody in Eastern time zone to come on, because
somebody that knows about fall. When you think about fall, so start thinking about. Don't blurt it out right now. Start thinking about that. When you think about fall, what reseller do you think about?
You and I.
Or fall from grace. That's not what.
No, it's just fall. Everything's dying and it's on its way out, and we're like over the hill. And it kind of applies to pretty much all the resellers I know. They're all elderly.
Oh, that's funny. We should. We're going to talk about this. We might edit this, and we might just end it right there with that statement. We're on our way out, but for now, I'm just going to throw up this picture again as a teaser. Join us next week. We got a fun special guest that's going to be here with us. Corey, anything else for the people?
No, let's get out of here.
All right. We'll catch you next time on the Reseller Clickbait Podcast.